A warm good morning to all. Today we are going to see a most important topic in welding, or this particular topic can be said as it's the forefather of welding and the first formed welding type, which is known as arc welding, right? So here you can see the welding is classified into many types. Say we can say it as friction welding, arc welding, gas welding, or friction or resistance welding. Okay, so here as the name implies that here the welding components, now we can see as in this arc welding you can see electricity is used as the power source, so it is known as arc welding. If you use friction as the power source or the heating source, you can say it's a friction welding. If you are using resistance as the heating source, we can say it as resistance welding, right? So let's see deeper. Okay, as AWS, which is American Welding Society, has coined out the welding definition, saying that the welding process is a process of joining two. It's a joining process where we are going to join two metals, that is coalescence. Okay, by heating a material to the suitable temperature, with or without application of pressure, and with or without use of filler metal. Here you can see it states that on joining process, the heat application of heat is the most important. So we cannot say either or in that particular concept. Okay, coming to the next, if you say it as application of pressure, in some of the welding process like friction or resistance welding, you can see some application of pressure on it, and in some other welding process you can say it is use of filler metal, right? So here on this topic I can say here if in some welding we are going to use pressure, in some of the welding we will use filler metal, right? Okay, so when we comes into the terms used, the first term, it is alloy. So alloy is an element that is added to a metal. So for example, if we take aluminum as one of the metal, then we are going to use a rod which is made up of an alloy, okay, to fill the gap between the two fairing surfaces, so that the complete welding happens. So that is comes under alloy concept. Second is the arc concept, where you can see in a simple way you can say, if we take a positive and negative polarity of a small battery, when we make them to touch each other, you can see some spark. So as like that, here when you bring the ends of an positive and negative, either it is the positive is connected to either it is on electrode part, or it is connected to the base metal part, or that is workpiece part. When you brings together, you can see a spark that is due to the resistance. So that resistance causes heat, so that heat is just known as arc. Okay, when we say it as a bead, so this bead is a filler, is a depositing filler material. In short, you can say we can say, okay, it is like applying a piece of yes, a small amount of jam over the bread, right? So it is like that. So here when it comes into the filler metal concept, it's in very hot condition. So the electrode is getting heated and getting melted, and is applied over a welding surface. So you can see a material deposit over the surfaces in a defined way. So that deposit filler metal on its work surfaces, so that in that form, that is in as I already said, the electrode, which is either in the wire format or in the rod format, it is melted and it is made to have a small deposition over the plate, which is known as bead. Okay, and the fourth one is electrode. So electrode comes either covered with flux or the bare electrode. Okay, here in some of the electrode welding process, you can see the electrode is coated with the flux, so that for example in a general welding process, what you are seeing in the local shops, you can see the electrode is coated with some of flux which is in some ash color, so that particular flux will helps to improve the quality of the welding. Okay, and some of the electrode, you can see it is in the wire format, and some in the rod format. Okay, So that we'll see in the later part. Okay, the next and the last one, the next one is electrode holder. This electrode holder is nothing but it's like some clip format where the one end of the electrode holder is connected to the battery or transformer through the wire. On the other end it is like a clip, so if you press the clip it will hold the electrode like this. Okay, hold the electrode like this, right? So we'll see the rest of the part in the upcoming videos. Thank you.